We live in a world of profuse abundance and overconsumption. This isn't necessarily bad, but it can lead to a lack of awareness and a distraction from life itself. We don't notice the flowers surrounding us because we're too busy catching up with friends on Snapchat, updating our status on Facebook, or getting lost in a book on our Kindle. We have dopamine-driving experiences all around us. As a result, we tend to overconsume these experiences because we feel after them. The desire for dopamine can be so alluring that some have even risked their lives to feel it. Imagine the rush you get after finishing a hard day's work or the sense of achievement you feel after receiving an award. Now, imagine that multiplied by hundreds of times, and you're left with an idea of the powerful neurotransmitter that is dopamine. Dopamine rushes do not last, so we have left craving more and more of them. Although this is the case, it is still possible to find the right balance in the desire for dopamine. Addiction is the sustained use of a substance or behavior from a comprehensive perspective. Addictions are not suitable as they can reduce our productivity and make us form bad habits that we get comfortable with. We all love to indulge in pleasure, it's human nature. It's also very addictive. Whether your satisfaction is drug-related, sex-related, or entertainment-related, it is easy to identify why we get addicted. A simple reason causes addiction. The ease of access causes addiction. We can quickly access our pleasure points, so we can quickly become very attached to them. The author, Anna Lembke, also admits to her addiction. She is addicted to reading novels on Kindle, whether in between sessions with patients or otherwise. She loves reading her books, and she does so. We are trying to run away from some pain, some discomfort. As a result of not knowing how to deal with these problems that we are running away from, we end up turning to different things in the hope of avoiding the pain or whatever it is we are trying to avoid. What we end up doing might not be something that we usually do. We try to avoid unhappiness at all costs, and that's what makes us miserable. We get stuck in a rut and forget that we have the power to change our situation. Instead, we focus on being unhappy with the outcome rather than happy with the process, which sometimes leads us to addiction. Pleasure is not accessible. In the end, our actions would come back to us in one way or the other. When you try something that gives you pleasure, you would like to try it again and again because of how good you felt the first time you tried it. Invariably, addictions can come about. This is also why many addicts increase their dosage over time. In Anna Lembke's case, she has always loved reading, and it is one of her passions. At some point, she stopped gaining pleasure, but that did not deter her from reading. She kept on reading books. This is also the case for addicts. At some point, there is no longer any pleasure, and a pleasure-pain type of feeling is left behind. At first, for addicts, there is a pleasure, and what comes after that is pain, and in some cases as well regret.